My long-awaited book, Astrology Realized, is finally available and waiting for you at Amazon and other online retailers. Get one for you, your loved one, or as a gift, all part of your fabulous journey to understanding astrology. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to this episode of Synchronicity. I am your host, Nadiya Shah, and this is your moment of synchronicity. I am here with Luis Michel Fox Elizondo. He is my Mexican brother, and he has written this book about Pancho Villa as part of the Mexican Revolution, a big dog in the Mexican Revolution. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Nadia. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So Pancho Villa, who was he?
Pancho Villa was a Mexican general who roles a very important play in the Mexican Revolution in 1910 to 1915, 1916, more or less, depending on the period of that war.
So tell me a little bit about the astrology, because you were showing me before some things here, and I'll impose these images afterwards, so we don't have to show them just now. But I would love to know some distinct astrological characteristics of this person and how that contributed to the Mexican Revolution.
Well, I find in the internet the birth certificate of Pancho Villa. Me as astrologer, as every astrologer in the world, the first thing I did, the birth chart of Pancho Villa. So I realized that his chart is more or less my chart. So I started reading some books about his biography. And it came a lot to the, well, you later cut this part, no? Okay, the synchronicity with the events in the sky and the events in the biography. For instance, in this graphic, I'm gonna put a mark here. In this birth chart or solar return, it happens a very important event in his life. The landlord and the hacienda he was working tried to rape his sister. So Pancho Villa, he was in that time 16 years old, run to pick up a gun and shot over the landlord. And that starts the life, Pancho Villa's life of fugitive. He says in his biography it happens on 22 of September of 1894. I did the solar return of 1894, and happened this in this graphic. The astrodynes are a qualification for each planet, and puts 40 astrodynes on that precisely date of September and 1894. So that was amazing. So I start reading more books about his biography, and I thought to write a book, because this is very important life, a very important part of Mexican history. So I decided to make this book and to prove all the events in the sky happens in the earth.
Is there, like, maybe you could just talk about one example, because this is a big book, very well researched, very well done. Is there, maybe you can just say, like, one specific example, maybe one transit that was taking place that would have been a defining moment in the Mexican Revolution or in the life of Pancho Villa?
Well, this is the mainly event in his life, because from here his life changed, and he started to running away from the police and hiding in the mountains. So he, in his short age, start to learning some very other things.
And so what about in terms of his life, like when he was most active in the revolution, was there some transit happening in his chart?
Yes, every chapter in the book is a solar return, and I was following the life of Pancho Villa and where he spent his birthday. So I make the next chapter with the chart of the solar return and the graphic, Astrodyne's graphic, and many other things. There is something very special. If you want an example, there is a very bloody battle, the Battle of Zacatecas in 1914, and Pancho Villa won that battle. So I make some kind of transits, and there is another movement of the chart, of the solar return chart, and Pluto gets in the ascendant of him in that solar return. So with his Pluto on the sharp to the ascendant, Pancho Villa won that battle, very bloody battle, and in that city of Zacatecas is a very fortified because it is surrounded by mountains, and the enemy put the canyons above the mountains, and he has to arrive to that city by foot or by horse. And the enemy start shooting from the mountains. So it was very bloody battle, and besides everything, he won that battle. On that period, there are many things regarding the history of Villa. For instance, he is famous because he went to the United States and shoot people in the town or near the border.
So at one of the borders, he made his statement. And let me just have a look here because Pancho Villa, I just want to be sure that people get a good look at this. Luis, I know that I will be using this to learn Spanish because I am learning Spanish right now. And you were telling me a little bit earlier, tell me this title and why you chose that title for the book.
Well, the title is Pancho Villa, el GemTauro del Norte. I put Gemini because he was Gemini, but had a lot of planets in Taurus. So I called the book GemTaurus because also was the nickname Centauro in Mexico is like Chiron was a centaur. So the nickname of Pancho Villa was Centauro. Everybody said to him Centaur. So I put Gemini, Taurus. That sounds similar to Centaur.
Awesome. I love it. There's so many astrological connections. People aren't always aware of how they're actually invoking these astrological archetypes.
Yes.
So
adventures, because it is very interesting, his life. Very interesting and very amusing, the reading of the book. Yeah. And it has a lot of historical cases. I also put, for the people who doesn't know astrology, I put 24 lessons of astrology for beginners.
Wow, in this book?
This book, yes.
That's very exciting. And as I said, I will be using it to learn Spanish. Right now, my Spanish is very broken, but I'm ambitious and I do want to learn. Thank you so much, Luis, for this moment with you.
My pleasure, Nadiya.
And thank you so much for being here to celebrate Pancho Villa and this book and Luis Michel Fox Elizondo with me. Until we connect again, take care.